Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Aries, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Aries, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one for the overall energy from the Heart Path Oracle and the Urban Tarot for your tarot reading. It's a brand new deck that I bought when I was in Austin, Texas. So, overall energy for Aries, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for Aries, please. Whoa, thank you. Sweet hawks, profound peace of mind. Sweet hawks, profound peace of mind. Isn't that just a striking image? Reminds me of what they say about trees, first of all, which is that as big as a tree is above the ground, it's equally as big below the ground. The root system are just as expansive as the branch system above. And so for some reason, that is really important. Now they're showing me, Spirit is showing me an anchor. So it's almost as if you've had to make sure that you were really grounded recently. That, I mean, maybe you felt like things were going off the rails, or maybe you had a tremendous amount of responsibilities, tasks that you needed to do. And so it was all about taking measures to make sure that you had a firm foundation so that you kind of could expand and contract as you needed. But with this card, it's almost like the hawks are taking sanctuary, finding home and nest in this huge tree, this place of safety. So you can see here, these kind of roots, I guess, are also act as arms, kind of embracing, protecting, nourishing is the word that I was given. Also reminds me of like the heart, the anatomical heart. So that could have been a symbol, or has been a symbol for you. I'm also struck by this single rose in the corner here. Whenever I see a single rose, I'm always, well, some people might think about The Bachelor. That is not me. But that could be for somebody. That TV show where they give roses to all their selections or whatever. But for me, the single rose reminds me of the story of Beauty and the Beast. And I assume people, well, maybe I shouldn't assume. If you are unfamiliar with at least the Disney version of Beauty and the Beast, there was this rose that symbolized a curse, actually, that the man, prince, was made into a beast. And as long as the rose had petals, because it was an enchanted rose, as long as the rose had petals, the beast had time to find true love. And if he didn't find true love before the last rose petal fell, then he would be relegated to be a beast forever. There's something about Beauty and the Beast. Maybe your name is Bella. Maybe you're a librarian. Maybe you like to read. Maybe you felt a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde energy around you lately. You know, beast and man. Maybe there's been a time constraint. I don't see it as being a bad thing though. Like, I don't, like in Beauty and the Beast, the time constraint was pretty dire and he was pretty desperate. But, and he was very lonely. But for you, it's almost like I see this as just a beautiful, Spirit just gave me the word outcropping. I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly. An outcropping of this expansion here, of this tree energy. It's almost like this is like a nice cherry on top or a bonus that out of this creation of a firm foundation, maybe there's this unexpected element that you weren't anticipating that has just arisen from the occasion. So it's like if you moved into a new house and it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and then you find out that your next door neighbor is like a long lost friend or something. I don't know where that came from, but maybe reunion energy. Profound peace of mind though. It's something, I feel this sense of being rooted in a home base. There's safety. I feel a lot of safety with this card. So this is a general reading. I'm going to be pulling 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. And I may pull a card of advice from Spirit at the end. All your cards are out. Interesting. Past energy. The Knight of Cups, and the words at the bottom say the Seducer. So all of these cards in this Urban Tarot kind of put an archetype to even the minor arcana cards. So we can see here somebody's trying to pick up somebody else. There's drinks being exchanged. Usually the Knight of Cups though, the Knight of Cups is an authentic energy. It's somebody who approaches you with an authentic gesture of love or friendship. Breaking bread, having a drink. It's really interesting though. In this cup here, you can see there's a crab. It's a reference to Cancer with the Knight of Cups. So you could be dealing with a Cancer or have Cancer placements in your chart. I don't feel anything nefarious going on in this image. In fact, it's like they're enjoying each other's company. So in your past energy, this could have been you and another person. I do feel a little bit of weird kind of reunion vibes. So if it's not reuniting with a long lost friend or a long lost lover, perhaps it's just a kind of reinvigoration of a relationship that you already are in. It is clarified by the Lovers in reverse. Gemini energy, number 6 of the major arcana. So anytime I say major arcana, I'm talking about the first 22 cards of the tarot deck called the major arcana. It describes energies that are very divinely guided. They describe the archetypes of humanity. By the time we get to the Lovers card, we've gotten to this choice point where we are, we've consulted with Spirit, we've taken a leap of faith, we've gathered all our resources, and now it's just a matter of what do we do with everything? What do we do with our resources and our time and our energy? Where do we place it? What is it that we care about? What do we want to invest in from a heart space? That's what the Lovers card is all about. And this card is in reverse to clarify the Knight of Cups. So it's almost like you know that this feels good, but you kind of don't know where it's going. Maybe you don't know what you want out of this scenario in the past energy. So let me pull a clarifier. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Death card in reverse, number 13 of the major arcana, Scorpio energy. The Death card talks about endings, bringing new beginnings. And when the card is in reverse, It's telling me that there, even if you were, you know, if you're single, but you're in a dating scenario, you're not sure what this person wants, you're kind of on the fence. What this card tells me is that there is a past situation with someone else or with a concept that is not yet over or dealt with properly, healed. It could have been something that really, it's interesting. Didn't I mention anatomical heart? It's interesting. So this is obviously outside of any kind of situation here. It's almost like trying to learn from our past, trying to bring those lessons into the present. It's almost like taking your past heart space and bringing it into the present, even if it involved your traumas and pains and lessons. So even, I feel as though even if you wanted to move forward, there's still like these threads that are lingering that you need to kind of put to bed, right? It's this cradling energy and being drawn back to this card. It's this, it's almost like recontextualizing the narrative for yourself. And instead of being wrapped up in this idea of guilt or shame or regret in our past, we can just chalk it up to the experiences that make us human and cradle those experiences, because they make us who we are and they contribute to our value system, right? It's truly a remarkable thing when you can be thankful for the pain that you've been through in the past. I'm kind of stopping short of calling it a blessing. But in some cases, maybe it was a blessing in, thank you, Spirit. Okay, they just want me to say it, a blessing in disguise, right? Like, thank God it didn't work out with that person, even though it was so painful at the time. What it made me realize is what I was worth, and that I wasn't being treated nicely, or that person, you know, maybe that they're not a bad person, they just weren't for me. That wasn't my path. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me something different. Sorry, the sunlight is coming through the window, so you might see some, I really want to close the blinds, but we're gonna wait for a second. In the present energy, you have the Nine of Swords in the reverse, and the word is cruelty, right? Cruelty. In the present moment, you are really trying your best to kind of extricate yourself from this endless cycle energy. It's nightmare. It's the card of nightmares and anxiety and paralysis. It's a really tough energy, Nine of Swords. Clarified by the Eight of Cups, indolence. You're walking away from this situation. You're seeing that to stay in this energy is no longer fruitful. Sometimes we can, sorry, I'm just going to close the blinds a little bit. All right. Still sunlight on me, but it's okay. Sometimes we can get stuck in a narrative of our own making, right? Like, I'm seeing a scenario where if for some reason this is like a love scenario and you just end up always dating the wrong kind of person, you can keep telling yourself, you know, I just have bad luck. I'm dating the wrong kind of people, or the wrong kind of people keep finding me. I just have the worst luck. This is kind of telling me that you're wanting to step away from that narrative. Like, you're realizing how it's self-sabotaging. You're realizing how it's keeping you trapped and bound. You're realizing that it's all in your thought process. The sword's suit is all about the thinking mind, the cerebral. It's air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But with the Eight of Cups, we're walking away from that. We might not know what we're walking towards, but we're walking away from something that no longer serves us. So let me get a card of clarifier. Clarify the present energy, Spirit. Number 3, in reverse, the Empress, major arcana, representing Taurus energy. The Empress is my favorite card in any tarot deck. She's fertile, she's abundant, she's beautiful, she's generous and giving. The power of all 4 queens of the tarot. When we're in our Empress energy, we can attract anything to us. We're so confident in ourselves, in our ability, in our vibration. We know our goodness will radiate out and will return to us like a boomerang. When the card is in reverse, though, it's really telling me that you're grappling with this concept for yourself right now. Am I actually a beautiful human being, like in my heart? Do I deserve love? Am I worthy of good fortune and all the things that I wish for myself? Am I worthy, or am I just like a piece of crap? I mean, these are, you know, if this is foreign to you, Aries, I wouldn't blame you, because, you know, a lot of Aries that I know are very confident people, but everybody goes through these periods where we're feeling low, or feeling like we don't know ourselves. So you, a person that I'm speaking to right now, could be going through a little bit of a dark night of the soul energy, a little bit of questioning their worthiness. And getting back to that Beauty and the Beast example, reference, and precisely that, you know, could Belle fall in love with the beast? You know, he saw himself as grotesque. His behavior was certainly grotesque. And she had to see her way through all that, and he had to kind of rise to the occasion with his empathy, with his compassion. It was buried deep somewhere, but eventually it came out. Beauty and the Beast is problematic as a story. I'm now realizing it. It's one of my favorites, but it's very problematic. But it's this idea, right? Can you embody your Empress energy? You're really grappling with that. It's difficult. It's difficult. In the future potential, the Moon, number 18 of the major arcana, representing Pisces energy. You can see here, I don't know if you can tell, this is the urban tarot, so there's some urban landscapes, and basically this is like a sewer. There's like a weird crocodile here, and like, I want to say like a feral dog or a coyote over here, right? Just like in the muck, in the bowels, right? And yet, is there this glimmer of hope with the moonlight coming through? Can we possibly have some clarity? It seems difficult, right? You can see the ladder. It's broken. It's a broken ladder. So it's almost like in your future potential, there could be a, could have to sit with the shadow for a minute. You know, I'm looking at this card, profound peace of mind. And I'm thinking about the shadow, and I'm thinking about when I went through my dark night of the soul, and we go through several of these as spiritual people, but when you go through your dark night of the soul and you kind of make friends with your dark side, you make friends with your shadow. It's not to say that you're holding on to those energies, but you recognize that they're there. That's when the growth happens. When you can start to look at things like vulnerability and shame and regret and resentment and cynicism and hatred, like really low vibrational energies. We all have them, and to varying degrees. It's when you sit with that kind of darkness, perhaps you can conquer them. You can understand them better. You can see here, she doesn't look afraid. These are kind of pretty intense, beastly energies. She's not afraid of it. She's sitting with the shadow. She's sitting with the mystery. And perhaps in the future energy, surrendering to that will make things easier. It's all part of the expansion of self. We have to go through these energies. It's clarified by the Queen of Swords in the reverse, marked by the painter, the creative, right? Queen of Swords is Libra energy. In the upright, this is a person who is discerning, can be a little cold, but is ultimately looking to know the truth, sometimes demanding that truth. But in the reverse, there could be this tendency, right, where, you know, I was just talking about wanting to sit with the shadow. When the Queen of Swords is in reverse, sometimes it's a refusal. It's a refusal to acknowledge it, to look at it. I'm going to clarifier on that. It's very interesting. Spirit just wanted me to say, it's not that bad, Aries. So almost as if to suggest that there's something that you've overblown in your mind that has, it's almost like the negativity of it is like this runaway train in your mind. And Spirit is saying, please find a way to alleviate that from yourself. We can take and should take responsibility for our actions. I don't know what this is about. We can and should take responsibility for our actions, but at the same time, how long are you going to punish yourself? I have no idea what that's in reference to, but Spirit wanted me to say it. Let's see, it's clarified. The Moon and the Queen of Swords clarified by the Chariot. Cancer energy, number 7 in the Major Arcana. Talks about movement forward, travel, victory over the light and shadow aspects of who we are. The yin and the yang. There is going to be light that is shed on this situation. These are two really major water energies too. So you could have water in your chart, be dealing with the water sign. But the Chariot is what I would call, I mean, we don't want to relegate tarot cards to like positive, negative. But in this instance, I see this as like a progressive, positive feeling that ultimately you're going to have progress, you're going to have evolution from this point, right? And it's about, I don't see it on the table, but I feel the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is all about transmutation. It's like taking all of these kind of tough energies and transforming them into something beautiful, right? That anatomical heart from the thing that we are trying to bring to an end in the past, recreating it, using it for growth, right? And expansion. I'm going to get one card of advice from Spirit. If I could not have I could not have planned that better if I tried. This is all Spirit. This is the Temperance card, number 14. It's attributed to art, but you see the Temperance card right there. You see? Thank you, Spirit. What a beautiful affirmation. And you know, even for me, it was like I've been reading tarot for a few years now, and like when this happens, it really makes me know that I'm connecting with somebody out there, because I'm channeling all of this. These are, you know, not original thoughts. It's all from Spirit. Here they are with the archangels, like coming in for you to protect you, to show you that you can transform whatever this is into something really, really beautiful, right? Here we had the Queen of Wands in reverse, but she's the painter. She's the painter. It's almost like, don't turn away from whatever shadow you discover. Really, really do your best. Do your level best to look it in the eye. Because when you do that, you're going to create something so astounding for yourself. It's confirmed. At least for me. That's your reading, Aries. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Aries.